So much for the heat wave.
Good morning. It better be a good morning because it wasn't a good night.
We had our tie back down, put the tent up. I didn't notice that my head was in a dip, and after about 3 hours of raining, it was like a flood in the tent.
Yeah, we think the tieback basically funneled the water into the tent, unbeknownst to us. So Brian woke up in a puddle. We don't.
I didn't pay for it either. No, I didn't ask for a swimming pool or a jacuzzi.
Yeah, that wasn't on the extras list.
No.
So yeah, our little pack towels did a good job drying everything out again. But yeah, it's just.
I kept on waking up every hour and so.
Paranoid checking. Yeah. And this morning it's mostly like this.
It's a bit clearer now.
It's not too bad actually. I mean, we can see far enough ahead of ourselves to be confident to not lose the trail every step. But yeah. We're going into the Cheviers today. I mean, this might already be them, part of them foothills, I don't know. And we will see absolutely sod all of them, but hey.
Yeah. We see each other, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, it's one of those days again. Technically, it's not raining. It's actually quite pleasant to walk through. It's just sort of, you know, low-hanging damp cloud, consistent drizzle, but I once again cannot see anything. If any of you out there watching this hike with glasses and you have found a solution to this kind of weather, what to do with your glasses, please let me know, because I'm really kind of losing the will here. We finally made it to the hut. That was our destination for last night. It's taken us slightly over an hour and a half, so we are incredibly slow apparently. Doesn't feel like it while we're walking, but yeah. Ooh. Yeah, it doesn't help that the ground is quite slippy, in case you wonder what the heck I just did there. Bit of a step over to get in.
Keep the sheep out.
Probably. Ooh. Alright. That's nice and cozy.
Tea bags.
I'd rather have water right now, quite frankly, but hey. Okay. Let's rest up for a moment from this. So this is where we're at. We've just gone through our bags and fished out everything we can actually eat today, because we will not be able to stop anywhere, I don't think.
No water anyway.
And we have no water. And it doesn't look like there's any more water on the trail between here and about 6 miles out of Kirkyatham. We're not going to get there today. So basically, we have to conserve. I think we've got 2 liters each, that's it. So there'll be no porridge eating, no ramen eating. There's tortillas and cheese left in my bag. And other than that, we'll have to get by on snacks. Given that we're currently soaking wet and hiding out from the rain, this is just a pathetic state of affairs to be in, but yeah. I think I said it before, the moors in England are no joke, they are dry most of the time. Like the ground's spongy, but unless you've got a long straw, you can't get to the weather. The weather? The wetness. Oh well. Just have to make do with sour snakes. Possibly the top of Lamb Hill. Who knows? Who can tell? Somewhere near Lamb Hill anyway.
Yeah, we're going somewhere.
There seems to be another hill in front of us.
Yeah.
Hoping that's a different hill and not the actual top of Lamb Hill. Oh well. The wind's picked up a bit and gone quite cool, unfortunately. I mean, cool is normally nice, but not when it's driving rain with it. So it's gone a little bit more unpleasant, but still not too bad, and at least the trail is still very good. Coffee, anyone? I just found a handy puddle at the bottom of this climb and filled up. Well, collected some water. It's so muddy it's gonna kill what's left of our filter, but it's the only, well, there's been puddles like this all along, little puddles, but it's the best we can hope for between here and where we're stopping tonight. And I'd love to have a cup of tea, so you know, we just have to boil this basically, don't we? No need to add a tea bag or a coffee for that matter. We like our drinks earthy. Top of Windy Gyle. Windy by name, windy by nature. Whew. We shall partake of that shelter, hopefully. Hi.
Hi.
This is for all you 80s kids who played Lara Croft. Bringing back memories. We got some landscape back. Look at that. This is what it looks like up here, apparently. The fog is back, and we're climbing this endless hill. Absolutely no idea what we're doing, because you can't see anything. I don't know where we are on the maps, because everything's just walking straight line along a fence. So we are, naughty word, totally naughty word. I wish I could say we're nearly at the top, but who knows? Who knows? I don't think that's us. No. I think that is. So it turns out it is the steep downhill. And it's very steep and quite long. We made it to the shelter, which shall be our home for tonight. It's relatively early. It's like, well, not even 5 o'clock, but yeah. There's about four more hours to hike out. So if you were die-hard, you could do it in one day. But this has been a really hard slog. A lot of the walking was very good, very enjoyable today. But some of the uphills were, excuse my language, brutal.
And the winds and the weather, as you can hear, it's quite brutal today.
Yeah, the wind. And there's a little ridge you come down just before you come down here. You're on a ridge. That wind, we were both saying, thank God it's blowing the way it's blowing, because if it had been blowing the other side, we would be at the bottom of the valley. It was quite nasty. So it just looks weird. There's a bit of a smear on the camera, so the light coming in is like filtered.
I am godly.
Yeah, definitely. We started day 17 in relatively good spirits after the slightly disastrous night before. The weather wasn't too bad in the morning. It was just a bit foggy, so we set off in good spirits towards Lamb Hill and the refuge hut that we had actually aimed for the night before, where we met a fellow hiker who we then sort of hiked on and off with for the rest of the day, as we were all of us aiming for the next refuge for our evening stop. And we had a great conversation with him, lovely, lovely chap. And we set off a little bit before him because he arrived after us to get up to Lamb Hill. And the weather had started to turn at that point, and the fog got quite persistent, and it was cold wind picked up, and it wasn't so much raining as constantly wet air to walk through. So it wasn't the most pleasant of walking, but the terrain is actually quite nice. I mean, it's really straightforward, and loads and little ups and downs, but nothing too horrible. Until we hit Windy Gale, again, no idea how to pronounce that, where the weather was really, the wind was absolutely battering us up there. And we tried to stop there for a bite to eat, and it was like a miserable huddle in a rock shelter that didn't provide any shelter, and a few quick snacks, and off we went again to approach this endless hill from here on in. And it was just endless because the fog had got quite thick and you couldn't see where you were heading, so there was no kind of measuring going, oh yeah, I can see a top even if it's a full sun. You could see nothing. It was just like, endlessly going up and 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 up in soup, which then kind of hit its pinnacle up by Oakhope, by this cairn here. Figure out how to pronounce it yourselves. We obviously didn't. At this point you can take a detour off the Pennine Way to back the Cheviot itself, which is utterly pointless in weather like we had. So, we didn't, because what's the point in looking at soup up there when you can see soup somewhere else? But yeah, here it was weird. There was a sort of, this isn't even on the map, there was a good clear path going off sort of in that direction. And we thought that was us, but no, the Pennine Way does do a massively steep drop, which in the strong winds was a bit scary at times. And it kept saying in the guidebook, from about here, you can see the mountain refuge hut that we were aiming for ahead. And of course, we couldn't see, once again, anything. So it felt like an endless lockdown as well, even though it's, as you can see, there's the hut. It wasn't a long distance at all, but by the time we reached the hut, it was around 5 o'clock, and we just thought, there would have been enough time to push on, but again, we had booked the hotel for the next day, so what was the point? And we decided to stay in the refuge, where our fellow hiker caught up with us again, and we had a great night chatting, so great, as you noticed, that we didn't even film any what did we like best or worst on the day, but I can tell you now, the best was getting there, the worst was the weather.